Hey, you guys. Welcome to the early edition of Talk About It Thursday. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Happy Independence Day. I am not going to be before you long. I decided to do the podcast a little bit early because I know today is a day that if you have the day off, you want to spend it with your family. You want to enjoy, being around your friends or just relaxing today. So my topic today, you guys, is freedom isn't free. So as we celebrate on this Independence Day, we got to remember it costs somebody something for everything that we have, everything we're able to do, all the freedoms that we have. And so let's remember that today. It's great to, have the picnics, the cookouts, the barbecues, the fireworks, but remember somebody paid the way. Somebody paved the way for us. So what does freedom mean, you guys? Freedom is just basically the power or the right to act, speak, think as you want to without somebody hindering you or without somebody resisting you. That's what true freedom is. And our freedom, sometimes we are so comfortable with it or we are so used to the freedoms that we have, we take those things for granted. You ask yourself, how often do you just stop and just say thank you? Thank you to God. Thank you, to our ancestors for everything that they went through so that we could live the life that we're living today. Because it costs somebody for us to have what we have. It costs someone for you to be able to go wherever you want to go. That has not always been the case, you guys. Look at our history. There were things that were forbidden for people of color, people with brown skin, people from other nationalities. And now we have more freedom. We're able to go and come and travel as we please. But it costs somebody something for us to get to this point. Number 2, for you to have the power to choose. That's a freedom that we don't think about. We have the right to choose to hold on to things, hold on to people, hold on to places, or we can just simply say, you know what, I'm done. It's over. That's the end of that chapter of my life. I'm moving forward. That's the freedom that we have. And that costs somebody something because we haven't always been able to do that. A lot of times people forget that there were times where once you made a commitment to something, you were not allowed to back down. You were not allowed to reconsider. And we have those freedoms now to where if we choose something or we see something in our life that's not working for us or we're going down a path that, doesn't feel right for us or doesn't feel like it's benefiting us, we have the right to let that go. Hey, Pam, happy 4th, boo. We have the right to let that go. We have the right to let people go. When people have been in our lives and we feel like, that person is not adding to my life, they're not benefiting me at all. They're not making my life better. They're stressing me out. They're worrying me. I cry all the time because of them. When you have that, you're able to let go. And then that's a freedom that we have to recognize that we all have. Number 3, we have the freedom of religion. Nobody is persecuting us for what we believe and how we worship and where we worship. And that's a blessing because it's not like that everywhere. So we have the freedom of religion, of all types of religions. Number 4, we have the freedom to express ourselves. We have the freedom to say what we need to say without being afraid, without worrying about, it getting us harmed or retaliated against. We have the freedom to have our own style. We don't have to look like everybody else. We can have our own style. We can look one way in the morning, look a totally different way in the afternoon. We can switch up on a dime. That's a freedom. And that's something that's amazing. And we have to recognize that it costs somebody something for us to be like that. Number 5, like I said before, we have the freedom to move around. There's no place that we can't go. And that's a blessing from God because God created all of this. all of this. But there were times where man decided you weren't good enough to go here. You don't belong here. You don't belong there. But now we have the freedom. We can pretty much go anywhere we want to go. And somebody paid the cost for that, you guys. Number 6, we have the freedom to change our minds. You know, a lot of times we fall up under peer pressure. We fall up under social pressure to do things and to stick with something that's not working, or stick with something that's just draining the life out of us. Well, we have the freedom to say, you know what, this is not for me. I'm not going to keep doing this. This is dragging me down. This is keeping me unhappy. So you have the freedom to say, I'm done. You have the freedom to say, okay, I tried it. It didn't work. Let's move on to something else. And that's a blessing, you guys. And we don't appreciate the fact that we can do that enough. Number 7, we have the freedom to become a better version of ourselves. We don't have to stay the same way we are today. If we don't like something about ourselves, if we don't like what we're doing, if we don't like our living situation, we don't like the toxic relationships that we're in, guess what? We have the freedom to get ourselves out of that. We have the freedom to say, you know what, I want better. We have the freedom to say, I'm going to make a plan. I'm going to change my life. I'm going to start moving different. I'm going to start distancing myself from people that don't mean me any good. I have a right. I have a right. And it's your freedom to live better. Our ancestors, especially our ancestors, you guys, they paved the way for us to be able to live better, to live free, to live without bondage. Without bondage, you guys, because they knew that there was a better life. They knew that we deserved a better life. So we don't want to take that for granted. All that our ancestors did to help us to be where we are today. And if you're not where you want to be, that's okay. You have breath in your body. You have strength in your body. That means you have an opportunity to change whatever you need to change in your life. The problem with most of us, we're always worried about other people's opinions, you guys. And it's taken me a long time, and I've said this to you guys before, it's probably taken me to get in my probably late 40s to realize this is my life. I have one life. And at the end of the day, and at the end of my life, I have to take an account for my own life. And therefore, it is so important that you stop relying and caring so much about the opinions of other people and just live your best life. Change what you need to change. If you're not happy in a situation, change it. Don't worry about who won't like it. Don't worry about who won't speak to you anymore. Don't worry about who's going to talk about you. I'm a living witness. People will talk about you no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, no matter how you try to be a good person. There's always going to be somebody out there that's got a problem with you. So give them something to talk about. Let them see you making moves. Let them see you elevating. Let them see you with a smile on your face and joy in your heart. That'll kill them. That'll shut them down. Give them something good to talk about, you guys. But you have the freedom to become a better version of yourself. All you got to do is make up your mind you deserve better. And make up your mind that your children and your grandchildren and your mom and your dad and your family, they deserve a better person in their life. And all you got to do is wake up, make up your mind you're going to do better, and just take it a step at a time. Number 8, we all have the freedom to own. We have the freedom to own our own homes, you guys, our own businesses. You know, that's amazing. That's amazing, because for people of color, that was not always the situation. Our ancestors had to live and work and do all of the crops and things of that nature for somebody else their whole life. We have ancestors that don't know what it means to own something, to work for themselves, to be able to look out and see what they've done. So we need to be grateful for that. We need to be grateful that we have the freedom to do that. And we have the freedom, number 9, to take the limits off of our lives. And I've said this before, the only limitations are the limits you put on yourself, because God has no limit and you truly have no limit. You just have to believe that. You have to believe that you're able to do whatever you're trying to do in your life. And then you just got to go for it. You got to do it and stop being scared. Stop worrying about the opinions of others. You have to take the limits off. Nobody can do that but you. Number 10, this is most important. You have the freedom to forgive. You know, a lot of times people love to keep stuff going, you guys, and we all know people that like to remind you of past hurts and who did this to you. Look at so-and-so. Remember when she did this to you, did that to you? You have the freedom to say, you know what? Yeah, she did that, but that was a long time ago. I'm not worried about that anymore. Let's talk about something else. That's a freedom that you have. You don't have to hold on to past anger and grudges and unforgiveness. You have the freedom to say, you know what? I'm going to set myself free. I'm tired of being mad at him. I'm tired of being mad at her. I'm tired of being mad at them. I am deciding it is my right for me to be free. And I want to be free of y'all. So I forgive y'all. If you never apologize, I don't care. I forgive y'all because I want to be free. I don't want to be thinking about you guys anymore. Y'all are not important enough to be taking up my time and my energy. You have the freedom to do that. It's your right. So the next time someone says to you, here, take something, it's free. Remind yourself, is it really free though? Is it really free? Because it always costs somebody for you to have what you have, to be where you be. Be where you are. It costs somebody something. So just remember to always remember your history and understand that somebody paid the price, and be grateful for that. You know, we do a lot of time murmuring and complaining and worrying about what we don't have and who's got this, who's got that. You know, somebody would love to have even an ounce of what you have. But a lot of us, we spend so much time looking over the fence. We're looking over at the Joneses and the Smiths and trying to figure out how they got this, how they got that. Life would be so much better if we all could just enjoy the space that we're in right now. Life would be so much better if we could all just be grateful and just say, you know what? I am not where I used to be. I may not have everything I want, but thank you, God, I am not where I used to be. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. You know, the only thing that I know that's truly free is God's love, you guys. God's love does not have strings attached to it. So we need to be thankful for that. And just because it didn't cost us money, it doesn't mean there's not a price. When we think about things that we're given, when we're given things like an inheritance, like a house, or say you win the lottery, this, that, and the other, there's always a price attached to that, whether it's taxes or fees or what have you. Just remember, everything that says free is not always completely free. And our decisions that we make, even though we have free will and the ability to decide what we want to do and what we don't, just remember, there's always a consequence to every action. So make sure that you're making a decision knowing that there's a consequence to it. Our salvation is free, but you must first accept Jesus Christ. Our relationships, our families, our friendships, you know, those things we go into freely, but they're work. It's work to have a relationship with your family. It's work to have a romantic relationship. It's work to try to have a good relationship with your children. So just understand, while those things were freely given to you, it's some work involved. Even trying to come out of debt, you guys. You know, there's a sacrifice that has to be made. You may have to work more. You may have to, you know, sacrifice a few things just to get things paid off, but it's worth it in the end. So freedom is not always free, you guys. So let's remember not to take for granted all the freedoms that we have. So many countries are still under, capitalist rule, and to where, they have to worry about this, worry about that. They have to run and hide if they want to do certain things. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. America's a hot mess, but you know what? It's better than a whole lot of other places. So remember to be grateful that you have the opportunity and the freedom to be happy. You have the freedom to change whatever you don't like in your lives. You have the freedom to have your voices heard, to be able to vote, to be able to elect, different officials. You have the freedom to be safe, to walk down the street or to drive somewhere and not be attacked and not have to worry about if you're going to get there safely or not. We find ourselves sometimes doing so much complaining, and we need to take a look at the world around us, and we'll realize just how blessed we really are. And I was reading a story, and this lady was saying that what she does when she finds herself or her family or her friends doing a lot of murmuring and complaining and I don't have this, I don't have this, I wish I had this, I wish I had that. She says she created a game, and this game is called Find the Good. Find the Good. And in this game, you make it a practice to find something good in every situation. Hey, Craig, in every situation. And whoever comes up with the most creative answers is the winner. So that's a game that you can play with your friends, with your children, just with your family in general. When you're sitting around complaining and thinking that you don't have what you deserve to have, I want you to try to find the good. Try to find the good. There is good in pretty much every situation. You just have to really change your perspective sometimes, because a lot of times we're so selfish and we're just thinking about how it makes us feel. But we don't realize that sometimes God allows things to happen in our life for a bigger purpose. Sometimes it's not just about you, boo. Sometimes there's a bigger purpose for the things that happen in our lives. And so my final thought, you guys, and like I said, I wasn't going to keep y'all long because I want y'all to enjoy this day, enjoy your family. As we celebrate today, take out the time to truly realize, think about, and be thankful for all that God has done in your life. And He's going to do even more. And just remember, freedom isn't free, you guys. Never forget that Jesus came so that we might have life and have life more abundantly. So we need to release ourselves from the prison of our past mistakes. Some of us are still in bondage because people won't forgive us and because we won't forgive ourselves. So we're not living free. But you have to make up your mind that I'm human. I'm sorry for what I did. I'm going to give it to God, and I'm going to keep it moving so that you can be free, so that you can live your best life. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for taking out just a few minutes of your time. I was trying to make it quick because I just don't want to hold you guys. I want everybody to celebrate today, and just remember, freedom isn't free. So think about all those people that came before us, all those people that sacrificed and made a way, so that we can have all the things that we have. We may not have everything that we want, but I dare say that we have everything that we need. And God bless you. Have a wonderful 4th of July Independence Day. Stay safe. God love you. And I will see you guys next week. Take care. Bye.